Shalom, welcome back to Breslov.org. We're now starting a new year, new Parsha, the beginning of the Chumash, Parshat Bereishit. As anybody who has eyes can see, this Parsha is so rich. There's so much from the Zohar, from the Kabbalah, from the Midrash, from the Gemara, from Rabbi Nachman's teachings, from Rav Noson's discourses, and there's only so much we can do to try to give over. One, just a very amazing insight that Rabbi Nachman develops, and it's quoting the Zohar, is the Zohar's teaching on the very first utterance in the Parsha. The first of the 9, there's 10 utterances really, but the first one we don't count, Bereishit, because it doesn't say, and the Lord said. The first time you see, and the Lord said, Vayomer Elokim, is where it says, Vayomer Elokim Ye'or, and the Lord said that there be light, Vayior, and then there was light. And then it says, Vayar Elokim et ha'or kitov, and the Lord saw that the light was good. Vayavdel bein ha'or ubein ha'choshech, and he separated between the light and the darkness. So the Zohar says that, and the Lord Hashem saw that the light was good. What does it mean the light was good? So the Zohar says good, tov, is a reference to Moshe Rabbeinu. Why? Because when you look in the beginning of Shmot, when it says how Batya, the daughter of Paro, Bat Paro, she found Moshe Rabbeinu, right? It says that she opened the casket where he was in, and that she saw that he was good. Rashi says that he was born circumcised and light was shining there. So Tov is associated with Moshe Rabbeinu. So that's what the Zohar says. And the Lord saw that the light was good. It's referring to the tzaddik, Moshe Rabbeinu. And the Lord separated between the light. The Zohar says this is Aharon, ubein hachoshech, and the darkness. This is Korach. So that Moshe Rabbeinu is the one who made the separation between Aharon, who represents people who believe and attach themselves to a tzaddik, like Aharon, even though he was an older brother, and he was an older brother of Moshe, and he was already a prophet, still, after knowing and recognizing Moshe Rabbeinu's greatness, he didn't find it beneath his dignity to bend himself, to submit himself to receive from his younger brother Moshe Rabbeinu. So he's called good, and that Aharon was able to connect to the tzaddik, as opposed to Korach, who's called darkness, because he refused the authority of the tzaddik. So if you take a look in Parshat Korach, Moshe Rabbeinu told the Jewish people, anybody who's not a part of Korach and his group, he badelu. Everyone separate fast, because if you don't separate, you will be swallowed up into the earth along with Korach. So the verse here in this week's Parsha says Vayavdel, and the Lord separated between the light and the darkness. So the Zohar plays a game on the words. The words Vayavdel and he separated is like what Moshe Rabbeinu said in Parshat Korach, Hibadelu, everyone separate. That what? The Zohar reads the verse like this, and Hashem saw that the light was good, that the light is the light of the tzaddik, and then he made a separation. In other words, you have a choice. If now you choose in your life to accept and follow the true tzaddikim, so you'll be spared to light and to have life. And if not, like Korach, who went against the tzaddik, you'll be thrown into darkness and be separated from life also. So that Vayavdel, the Zohar translates it as referring to the Tov, Moshe Rabbeinu. He separated between Aaron and Korach. That someone who has faith and connection to the tzaddik who's called Tov, namely Moshe Rabbeinu, he's spared from darkness. So the Zohar and Rabbi Nachman, by extension, they explain this verse as meaning that already from the onset of creation, Hashem put into the genetic makeup of creation the concept of a tzaddik, Tov, Moshe Rabbeinu, and that the goal of this creation is to connect to the light found hidden within the creation. You will say the light is the Torah. Yes, but we need the proper prescription, the proper lens, the proper emunah in tzaddikim to be able to see the light generated from the Torah. Because like we know the famous teaching, that as someone has the merit, the Torah will be an elixir of life, a potion of life. Lo zacha sam chayim, and if a person is not zoche, it's a potion of death. Korach was a Torah scholar. He wasn't a nobody. He was educated in the Torah, yet he was in darkness. Why? Because he was lacking the most fundamental ingredient, the lens that received the Torah properly, the lens of Moshe Rabbeinu, the lens of the tzaddik. So again, the verse is hinting to us, and Rabbi Nachman points this out, and Rav Nosson also develops this, that from the onset of the creation, Hashem put in the makeup that the success for the survival of the Jewish people to reach the point of receiving Mashiach at the end of the creation will be dependent mainly on the Tov, on finding the good, which is the true light, which is what? Looking for the tzaddikim. The tzaddikim, the true tzaddikim, who are at the caliber of Moshe Rabbeinu, to give them that light, to be able to see the light of Hashem hidden in the creation, which is the whole purpose. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great Shabbos.